Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Achua. In this video, I want to give you more details about Paris Corner Tiramasu Speculoos that has been recently launched, and I'm super excited, loving this. I'm really enjoying this fragrance. It is amazing. I think with this and Banana Blaze, this is going to be my favorite among the two, although Banana Blaze is also equally good. But this has really taken me by surprise and I love this. I want to just oppose this against other cinnamon and cinnamon and coffee fragrances in my collection, like two of them, one more especially because I sort of want to give you a very down-to-earth realistic idea of what to expect. Not everybody knows what a tiramisu is. I don't think I have an idea. Even if I have eaten it before, I wouldn't know that it's like tiramisu, speculoos. It sounds fancy, but honestly, I don't think I have ever tasted tiramisu. Although this smells like very familiar. It smells so familiar. And if you remember the video I did for this and Banana Blaze, I kept insisting that there's something that gives me a very familiar, nostalgic feel. I kept insisting, but I couldn't put one and one together until after the review. Then something dawned on me, something that a lot of us are quite familiar with sort of dawned on me. And I was like, oh, this is a description I was looking for, but I couldn't find the words at that time. And I have all the details now. So as we know, this one contains coffee and cinnamon at the top. It has a note of creamy, vanilla, and then cocoa in the middle, and then musk at the base. And it's going to give you a very realistic, intense, fluffy, gourmand, gourmand vibes. So I wrote something here, that is going to give you like a sort of, description before I tell you what I think smells like very similar to. So this one, what I wrote down is that I don't know how to do chew and pour, how to chew everything and come and say it's like I know it off head. So I wrote it down as what it gives me. It gives me like a cinnamon stick, the ordinary cinnamon stick dipped into vanilla cake batter. When you are mixing cake, the mix or the butter, it's known as the cake batter, the fresh one that has not been put in the pan yet, that butter, the mix before you bake, that has a sprinkle of coffee and then cacao. So just imagine a cinnamon stick and then you dip it into the cake mixer, the cake mix or the butter that already has some cinnamon, that already has some cocoa and then coffee. That is the exact experience this is going to give you. This gave me cinnamon roll. For the layman, I think not all of us will know what a tiramisu, speculoos, it is, but I know a lot of us will know the ordinary cinnamon roll. That's very ordinary cinnamon roll. That is why I kept saying it reminds me of something. It reminds me of something. And that is exactly what this one is reminding me of. After just 2 days of having this one, I get that cinnamon, the more, although I still get that coffee and cacao and that vanilla, I get the cinnamon as one of the most dominant notes aside the subtle coffee and then the vanilla and other, deliciousness here, the creamy, nuance. The cinnamon is quite realistic. It's going to immediately remind you of a cinnamon roll. And I think a lot of us are quite familiar with cinnamon roll. That is what this is going to sort of, put you in a very similar mind frame. And that whole cake butter thing, just imagine like mixing the cake mixture that you have not put in the oven yet, that smell, and sometimes you taste that, cake butter thing after it's been mixed. It smells, that is the vibe this one is giving me. Just imagine a cinnamon roll dipped in that cake butter, feel, and it like infused with some vanilla. And that is what this one is going to give you. So I want to compare this one with Camera Kawa because these two have the same sort of cinnamon and then coffee notes, but they are not the same. I just want to do this just to give you more details as to what to expect, if you don't have if you are looking into getting this, which I will highly recommend, I will highly recommend this. So when it comes to Camera Kawa, it has the cinnamon, it has the coffee, but the cinnamon and the coffee in these ones are done so differently from the one in this. This is going to be your spicy cinnamon and then the spicy coffee. You know, the coffee here feels quite spiced and quite intense, whereas this one, the cinnamon feels realistic. You know, the cinnamon is not as spicy as the one I get in Kawa. This one is more of a fluffy cinnamon stick. This one gives you like an exact cinnamon stick, you know, without any spice, and the coffee quite subtle. This in Kawa, the coffee is also quite subtle, but the cinnamon feels like it has a bit of a pepper spice to it, you know. So it should not put you in any similar, you know, mind space. They are different. They are both heavy cinnamon and coffee scents, but they are totally different, you know. I'm just supposing these two to give you a fair idea as to what to expect of the cinnamon and the coffee, which are the most dominant notes in this, as well as this. Although this one has that date, you know, and praline and other, you know, nuances and a hint of a slightly busyness, you know. This one is the most feminine one, you know. This is going to give you like a very ultra feminine, girly, fluffy one. Although I would say everybody can wear it, I just feel like it is more, you know, feminine to me. You know, I would rather prefer to smell this on a woman than on a man. Honestly, you know, it's too gourmand and too realistic for me to smell this on a man, you know. But in Kawa, it is very unisex. Even people say it is quite masculine leaning, although to me it is not, you know. But the cinnamon here feels very spiced. The coffee here also feels a bit, you know, Middle Eastern. You know, there's a bit of a Middle Eastern vibe to the coffee here, whereas the coffee in this one doesn't have anything Middle Eastern about it at all. And it's not spiced. There's nothing like a pepper, you know, that you're getting in this one, you know. Another one that I want to compare is like French coffee. And French coffee is like far off from these two. French coffee is like a straight realistic coffee, like coffee scent with some latte. That is essentially is. It is like so different from this. You're not getting the French coffee in tiramisu. You're not getting that, you know, intense French coffee vibe in that. You're not getting that at all. You're not even getting anything remotely close to it, you know. And even if you want to compare the coffee in those ones, they don't smell alike in any way. These ones are the ones that have both cinnamon and coffee in common, you know, but they don't give you the same feel of the cinnamon and the coffee. They are entirely different. This one is more of a Middle Eastern coffee vibe and a spicy cinnamon, whereas this one is like a very fluffy, delicious, straight up girly fun one. It's ultra edible, realistic, that it might even put some people off, you know. It might even put some people off. You know, people say they don't want to smell like foodie, gourmand. This is going to give you a foodie, girly, feminine, fun. It's like more fun. This one is more fun, and then Kawa is like more serious. That one is not more fun, you know. And Kawa is going to give you that sort of Christmassy vibes. This one is going to give you like a fun fair vibes, you know. Just imagine being at a fun fair or at a pastry shop, you know. It reminds me of brunch, you know. It reminds me of a very girly brunch date, you know, brunch with the girls, not with the guys, like brunch with the girls sort of vibes. But Kawa doesn't give me brunch with the girls vibe, you know. It's more sexy and, you know, more sexy, while this one is more fun. I would say for longevity, this is good, you know. It is not beast mode, no, it is not. And it's also not a skin scent. It's not going to give you like a skin scent. Sillage, yes, you're going to get like a bit of a scent trail, but you need to like overspray this one, you know, as I'm doing here, because I love this. Aside loving the scent, it's very addictive, you know. Once you spray, you just want to refresh yourself and get an initial burst of the tiramisu. It is beautiful. It's going to leave like a nice subtle sillage, but not like an intense one. People around you are going to smell you. Definitely it's going to make an impression. It's not beast mode, you know. And on skin, it lasts about 3 to 4 hours, you know, about 3 to 4 hours on skin, at least for now. It's early days. And then on clothes, it's going to be a little intense for the initial 2 hours, after which it becomes like quite close to the, to the skin. It doesn't really project that much after the second, second, third hour, unless people are in like very close proximity with you before they can smell it. But it's a very addictive, beautiful one. Yeah, I think for the price that you're getting this, coupled with the fact that it doesn't smell like anything that I have come across, but it's going to remind you of a cinnamon roll. A cinnamon roll is the most down to earth common description I can give this. The cinnamon is getting more prominent by the day. I get a cinnamon more. I also get that subtle coffee. It is there, but not like intense and spicy. It is not intense and spicy at all. It is more gourmand, addictive, delicious, and Camera Kawa doesn't really compare to this, French coffee doesn't really compare to this, and these are like two of the most common most common coffee scents that a lot of Middle Eastern, frac heads. No, that's why I'm comparing these two. But that is like a bit of an update about tiramisu, and I'm so glad I took the chance and got this, because I'm sort of overwhelmed with a lot of their releases, and sometimes I see them, I turn my eye, I guess go like, no, I'm not interested, I'm not going to get it. But as soon as I saw this one, and I was even expecting to love the banana blaze a lot more. Honestly, that was what I was hoping to love because of the note of banana. But this has taken over, and I'm so glad I bought both of these fragrances, So yeah, that is going to be the little update here, and whatever changes that comes along my wear test, I'll definitely let you know. And that is going to be it for today, and I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.